Hi Valley, I'm going to be going over scatter plots and how to read them and what information you can get from a scatter plot. So let's begin. So the first part is going to be what is a scatter plot. So a scatter plot is a plot that shows the relationship ship between two sets of data. In this example, to the right, I have a scatter plot. Each dot shows one person's weight, weight versus their height. And so we're going to keep going. And so now we're going to talk about what is linear association. That is when a straight line describes the relationship between variables. So here are two examples that I have. And I have a scatter plot. So here is going to be a line, and then in my second example here is another line. That is when a straight line describes the relationship between the two variables. That is going to be a linear association. Okay, so the next part is what is positive linear association. So whenever we have a positive linear association, the values of one variable increase tend to increase as the values of the other variable also increase. So here is our example. In our example, we have study time, and test scores. So as the study time increases, the test scores also increase. So as you can see in the dot plot, the values are increasing over time. That is one example right there. Another example would be when the temperature increases in warm weather, then there's also an increase in ice cream sales. So that is what positive linear association is going to be. Okay, let's go on to the next part. The next part is going to be what is negative linear association. When one variable increases while the other one decreases. So here's an example on the bottom. There's a dot plot, and it looks like the numbers are decreasing. They are going down this way. So as the number of buses an hour increase, it looks like the number of complaints are decreasing. And that is one example of negative linear association. Also, here's another example. When students have an increase in absences, their grades also will decrease. And that is going to be negative linear association. Okay, the next one that we are going to talk about is going to be called what is non-linear association. So that is going to be when one variable changes at different amounts. Amounts as the other variable increases. So here we can see that as the speed is increasing, we have fuel that is decreasing and also increasing at the same time. So it is different. It is different when it's different amounts when the variables are increasing. And you can see that from the dot plot. So far we have talked about three different types of associations. We've talked about a positive association where everything is increasing, a negative linear association when one variable is increasing, the other one decreases, and then finally the non-linear association, which is different amounts of, is when there's different amounts and the variable is increasing. So let's go on to the back now. We're going to talk about a few more associations. The next one that we're going to talk about is when there is no association. When there is no association, that means that there is no clear relationship. Oh, sorry. No clear relationship on the dot plot or between the two variables. So here I have an example when it looks like I have a ton of dots everywhere and it doesn't seem to make a line or it's not linear. That is no association because there's no line. So the next part is an example. So there is no relationship between a student's shoe size and their score on a test. And that is what the plot is showing. Another example would be a person's birth month and the height. There is no relationship between a person's birth month and their height. So if you're born in October, that doesn't mean anything against your height. It doesn't predict anything. So that is why there is no association. Okay. Let's go on to the next vocab term. The next vocab term is going to be a cluster. What is a cluster? So a cluster is going to be a set of points that are in close proximity to each other. So here are two examples that I have. I have one to the left that has two clusters. It looks like there are points that are very, very close together. And then over to the right, I have another example, and it looks like I have a cluster right here, and then I have another cluster right here. So this example talks about how the eruption time has a cluster between 1.5 and 2.5 minutes, and then another cluster between 3.5 and 5 minutes. So that is an example of what a cluster is. Okay. What is an outlier? So an outlier is going to be a point that is noticeably standing out from the general behavior of the data set. So for example, here I have a dot that is away from the rest of the dot plots. So that is going to be an outlier. So here we're going to write point that noticeably stands stands out from the general behavior of the data. Here I have another outlier. It is, you can clearly see that it is nowhere near the other dots. So it is a dot that is very separate and away from the rest of the data. Okay, now we're going to talk about line of best fit. So how do I draw a line of best fit? If we wanted to informally draw a line of best fit in a scatter plot, we would look for a place where the line would roughly split data in half and have the same general rate of change, which we also call slope. Same slope as a data. So which line of best fit seems to be most appropriate? So here are three examples at the bottom. Which one is going to have the best line, or the which one is going to have the line of best fit? So the first one, it looks like we have a line and it is cutting the data in half, but it definitely doesn't match the rate of change that the data seems to represent. So notice that the line is going right here. It is not anywhere near these dots over here. So that is not a good example. The second one, attempted the line of best fit. It does seem to match the rate of change, but does not roughly cut the data in half. Um, yeah, as you can see, here is my line right there, and it's nowhere near the dots. The third one is the best option for an informal line of best fit because, as you can see, the line it's close to the rate of change, and it looks like it's cutting all the data points in half. To the left and to the right, it looks like about the same points. So that one is going to be the best one. Okay, and then that is the end of our notes. We have talked about scatter plots and what information we can get from scatter plots, as well as how to choose the best line for line of best fit. I hope this video helps you, and I will see you guys next time.